Hallelujah. Go ahead, brother.
Heavenly Father, we are come to you together, Lord, in Lord, the desire to Lord, walk together, Lord, to relate together under Lord, the direction of your Spirit, under the way, Lord, that you have designed for your people to grow and to work and to live together, Lord. And Lord, I confess for myself that there's much to learn of your ways. Lord, we thank you that your timing is good. Thank you for your patience and long suffering with our stubbornness, Lord. But we see the joy, Lord, even in your heart when your people come to you, Lord, with a willingness and with an eagerness to learn not just of you, but learn how you do what you do, or to participate in your work, or not to simply be a bystander or a spectator, Lord, but to get into be part of it.
Yes.
Lord, to engage with the workings, Lord, of your Spirit. Lord, we confess these things are very mysterious in many ways, and yet they're so simple and practical as well.
Yes.
Lord, what an amazing truth. Lord, teach us to not be high-minded about those things, but to receive them in a simple way, and to do them in a simple way. Lord, thank you for my brother. Thank you for his wisdom and his insight. Lord, thank you for his dedication, his single-minded focus on the plans that you've laid before him. Lord, continue to bless him and the work that you're doing in his own personal life, but certainly in the many lives and peoples that you have connected. Lord, we recognize the reality and the utmost importance of divine and spiritual relationships. Lord, we want to more fully participate again in those things. Lord, I ask that you to bless this season that we are in and this time. Lord, as my brother said, there's so much going on. Lord, may we be ever drawing near to you in this time, ever pressing in, ever with our eyes on what really matters.
Hallelujah. What really matters, yes.
And let other things go.
What doesn't matter, let it go.
Amen. So Lord, I ask you bless this time and this day, this week, Lord, these upcoming weeks as things continue to come and go. Put this all in Jesus' name.
Jesus.
Amen.
Hey, I'm gonna make some honey tea for you.
Wow, I'll take it. Sounds great.
There's honey tea. Just need to get some rice out.
Get some what out?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, ice out. I got it.
Ice. Need ice for cold drink, you know?
Well, thank you.
It's not hot,
That sounds good.
Yeah. Wait a minute, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
No problem.
There we go.
Your place stays nicely. Temperature seems nice.
I mean, I'll use
it gets pretty warm.
Air conditioning.
Yeah, that's great.
See that air conditioning there?
Yeah, it's pretty hot outside.
Yeah, it's wonderful air conditioning.
I got here about 5 minutes early, so I poked my head in at Granny's to say hi to Cheryl and Noah.
Yeah.
And it was hot in there.
Oh, wow, I guess.
It's not hot in here, it's just super nice. Yeah. That's just the way it is.
Oh, the heat, yeah.
Yeah, the heat, well, you have heat from the sun, and then you have heat from all the equipment, and then you have heat from all the people.
Yeah.
Warms up pretty easily.
Pretty compounded.
Yeah, compounded, exactly.
Yeah. Human heat.
Yeah, human heat.
Oven heat.
I wasn't there in person on Tuesday night, but I would assume it was getting warm toward the end, probably, right?
Sure.
Was it getting warm in there in the studio? You probably didn't weren't paying.
It was pretty warm.
It was pretty warm, yeah.
They had to open all the
windows.
The windows.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of people crammed in there.
Huh?
A lot of people crammed in there.
Oh man, there was a 10 something. I'm not so sure. So
Yeah.
I didn't count. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a even small group. That normal. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because like Lacassis
So
weren't
Lacassis
there.
not there.
I haven't heard any updates from them. I guess no, there are no updates, huh?
Who?
From the
The
from
situation
Nicole's mom.
continues. Actually, I did have time with Justin last night.
Oh, that's good.
Situation didn't worse, but it's still not improved. So
That's
yeah.
tough.
What's it called?
Holding Nana.
Nana, yeah, Nana is
Not in good shape.
not necessarily seems lost the will
To keep fighting, huh?
I don't know was it implied there. That's what I thought. So two daughters, including Nicole there. So,
Nicole and the
yeah.
mom.
So I think they're still in Seattle.
Mm.
So keep that in prayer for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a concern.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Other than that, heard the captain said this person handle it in a very I should word wisely. I said you that word, so they want to honor mom's wish at the same time they wanted to be
Sure. In pain.
I think so far my understanding is they're going to try to seems her solution actually improved, getting better. So the struggle not willing to be healed is gone. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
So the hospital tried to get her back as soon as possible. So I think he gave me an expecting date. I forgot about this. Yeah, I don't quite remember. Wednesday or something.
To go home?
Go home. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
That's why the process is engaging for Nicole and the sisters. They have to stay there. You know?
And I guess
so
Kayla's there with Nicole too, huh?
Yeah, the girl was there. So. Here we go, bro. Yeah, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had to stir it.
Stir it?
Honey. Not yet melt. I heard something said you should not use hot water to dilute the honey. Better use cold water. So I started having it, and I make a cold drink of it. Turned out to be much better. Definitely. So usually I drink it like a hot tea, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. This is a very
It's a good summer drink, yeah.
summer drink. Also a healthy drink. So yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
They help with your throat, all kind of stuff. Honey is it's good for many kind of stuff. So, yeah, honey can heal people. I'm gonna call it
Topically too, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's
internally,
the best,
topically,
the best. So of planetary life. So yeah, even better than the fruits. So. That's good.
It is good.
Yes.
What else is in there besides honey?
Honey and some citrine skins. So that's why they combine together. They boil it, certain way to doing it. This is a special way Asian traditional drink. So it's not new.
Right. So
it's tradition. They literally have different brands. Look at there. That give even different kind of fruits mingled together in honey. Yeah. So. Some trying different kinds, so but this is a typical one.
Okay, lemon.
This is for
honey. Cool.
Yeah, for your throat, so for all kinds of things, good things. So yeah.
Thank you.
It's called a healthy drink. So yeah. Have you eaten honey raw in your life?
From a comb?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Oh man, I remember one.
That sounds like an experience.
One time we found some honey, man. It was like so sweet, especially the time we don't have sweet stuff,
Probably was
so, so when I heard, in the Bible story, Jonathan eat honey,
then you're
his
like,
eye lit up,
yeah.
He said his eye lit up, so.
It's not a very common or available thing, right?
Very difficult to find them.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah. you had to be, these days can raise it up.
Yeah.
The old days, I mean, honey knows how, bees know how to hide their cage. It's a protected word, So you have to have a professional gear to get a project. And now, when we grew up, it's so poor. What do you mean professional? Okay, so we just
run really fast.
Smoke,
yeah.
Just about this, they don't let you let go. We can't get into the smoke either.
Right.
So when
it's very difficult.
Yeah, chase them away, try to do it. So many people had to work together, right? So, yeah, to harvest some honey. That's funny. Normally they use dead trees. That's why it's in the inside of the tree. So that's a lot of work to get the tree trunk chop off. So that. So yeah. Anyway, life is interesting.
Yeah.
Bring a lot of memory back recently, as I have time to think about things, think about different things. I was talking to Jesse, things when you are young and stupid and excited, you don't necessarily think about too much, so then
later you reflect and say,
later forget it. What has really happened there? So
yeah.
A lot of interesting things, even as it's like a dream, like a blurry. But I remember still as young boy, all those memories, young boy, before I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So this came back. Oh my, the people are so beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, the village people are so simple.
Yeah.
So respectful.
Yeah.
This is like so loving. There's no evil thoughts, man.
Yeah.
People are angry, this is temporary, emotional and stuff like that. But there is no one trying to do harm to each other, so even and best just won't talk to you, that's all. So no associate with you.
Yeah.
And nobody make trouble for one another, We only have 1 year, remember, and the boy have a year fight. Involve my uncle. He's somehow like orphaned, so. So my father was a big brother, two of them combined together, so the older brother, they have 5 brothers together, so five brothers, that's big, everybody strong.
Wow.
So they don't want anybody to mistreat anybody, so. And but they got into the fight without.
That's a big family, especially in China at that time, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's secondly it's our cousins, so it's my brother's uncle's children, so and then I combined them, so it's terrible, same in the whole family as well. My father deal with those things, so it's a lot of unhealthy thing in village life as well. But in general, it's simple, so.
Yeah.
Therefore, they grew up a little bit without discipline, without anything, so they go rowdy. So only person can tell them don't do anything and tell them behave in a sense, from young to old, especially the old. They get married, for example. My father is the one found them a wife, so
wow.
Yeah, something that nature. Get married, provision for them to have homes for that, so he will build them all. He's a builder of houses, so he will do those things for them. So he has a strong relationship with them. They always respect him. And but this year they got into a fight, some getting drunk a little bit. Chinese, everybody drink wine, so it's not bad things as people do, so it's don't sometimes get drunk. I don't think a lot of alcoholists. You can't afford to be one, so, but the different occasions they will drink,
There's a good excuse,
exactly. So they don't have another fun, so get it together, drink, eat a little bit, but they can't even fight. So bloodshed, in a sense, and I remember was a huge impact over the village for years.
That one event.
That one event is like a shadow, right? Even a young person, I feel
You
that
knew something happened.
it's something bad. The whole family suffered because this is gone into that one fight.
Wow.
The whole family is apologetic about after that.
Very consequential.
So, probably very consequential.
Probably felt
a
loss of respect there.
Exactly. The whole family was that particular one was served from the community.
Wow.
She was the one.
That's tough.
Because she's such affectionate, tempered person, like a Peter. So so therefore, because she's so loyal and fond of my father, and therefore I become his favorite boy. So I don't think he has a boy, so I was it was very fair. But after this, the relationship began to be tense, so because my father had to deal with it, so he can't let his temperament, because we run, and the young brother hold a grudge about that, don't necessarily have a very wise wife. Together they begin to have some toxic ideas, but the whole village is knowing what's going on. You just don't go out to beat people, so you whatever reason you apologize, and he's unwilling to apologize. Now the tradition is that you don't apologize.
That's a tradition.
That's you decide to sever your relationship from the community.
Oh, if you don't apologize, you basically cut yourself off.
The design, the protocol.
There's no reconciliation there.
Because
that's always in the way, right?
It's literally I beat you. What do you say? So that attitude is not being encouraged in the local community. So.
Wow.
But he was stubborn, so he think my father should come on his side. By the way.
Sure.
So the other brothers also think like that. My father just treat them everyone out. He said, "You think like that? I don't have a relation with you." So it's we don't wrong oppress the community. We don't do because we think it's the right thing to do. We can beat people up, oppress people, just go along with it. So I don't understand those dynamics as a young boy, not much, So, but those are my people. This is my family, so close families. I don't understand the father why he did that. Later on, began to more and more recognize. Well, there's a tradition. That's not even my father said it. Let me start with this. So this generation after generation, a tradition. It's like nobody have even teach you about those things. This is the way it is, So, so then conflict like that happened. Then everybody looking for some leadership, So in that time, I can't call it spiritual leadership. I would call cultural leadership. You see, the government cannot help here.
Right.
In those regard, the government is out of it. Actually, in that world occasion, it was a government official got a beating. So, So, if my father don't support them, they can't be the government official. It's just in those occasions, because they can't do it. So nobody gonna listen to them. So. It's interesting dynamics. So to see a bigger picture. So how you handle community life? Something you have to learn to think about those things, So, the culture we grew up. Can I zoom in you as an example?
Sure.
So your parents were godly, supportive, but then after you guys all graduated to get married, do you guys live together?
No.
Not really, right? So the best occasion is maybe holiday, vacation
specific
time,
things,
to so. But you don't deal with even that relationship, not necessarily all that happy, right? So, have a different set of understanding going on. Can you imagine year in, year out live together?
You're forced to look at things.
Exactly, you just have to
or live in a bad, dysfunctional way, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. If you don't have a proper way to deal with that, you're gonna literally live an oppressed, troublesome life, you know. So most people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, China don't necessarily do the right.
Sure.
So, I'm talking about my father and our village. We're a unique case, brother. It's not that you think it's all like that. It's one out.
It'll take somebody.
Yes.
Like your father, who is it?
Yes.
Whether being officially or not, in some form of leadership.
Yeah.
To kind of set the tone, right?
Yes. Also, there's a tradition carrying around. You know, our village is more one family, one family name. So generation is belong to one family.
So there is that kind of that.
Yes. There are villages that have different names, last names. So, you know, they may have one for one, but you got a whole village together. That is a powerful conflict. Generation down the road. Village between villages have conflicts. The top of China is just, you know, not all that rosy good. You handle that. Now I begin to look back at my father. He is respected by all the villagers. You know, except one. And also,
there was one village that
next village
didn't like
because they fight. The villagers fight each other for some boundary lines. So in China,
sounds
not
like,
that either.
Sounds like a gang.
Exactly.
Sounds like gangs.
Huh? They throw stones across the street. So I mean, literally, even the young ones fight each other. I remember, Mama and Dad always tell me, "Don't ever get engaged in that." You know, so
don't do that.
Yeah, it's animosity between villages. It's foolish, you know. Actually, most young people make it happen because they like to make troubles.
It literally sounds like a different way of, you know, in cities where there's gangs form, you know, and they have their own little group and then they fight against each other, and the young people perpetuate it, right?
That's right. Yeah.
The old people realize that it's not good.
That's right. Yeah. Now my point is how you build a community like that. What makes you to be a father for the people? What make you capable said I'm gonna build a culture? In those traditional communities, there are supporting system, right? Convention carry on. You just fill in the role. But what about America? Do we have even people agree that have communities built thing?
Depends on who you talk to, yeah.
Would you brothers today said, let's all love God, love one another, let's do a community, let's all move together, live together? Is that possible to happen?
It's not very likely, is it?
Yes.
It's tiny chance.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. We love one another anyway, so we'll let our children go together.
There's too many other things that are good excuses.
My point is that how rare it is for God and bring different young families.
Amen.
That should never lose sight, I think, on young parents, unless we are so believers.
It's definitely not normal.
It's not normal, right? So doesn't mean we have to see things all eye to eye. Sometimes we're missing this, that. But the fundamental heart was for community, for the culture. You were praying and said you want not on the sideline. Remind me, just in the vision, about 6 men step into the storm, the tempest, and start the lighthouse, right? So means you're called, whether you like it or not. God will deal with you. So I'm teasing you. No, I think those are unique desires God planted in each one of your heart. Sure. You can't deny that.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so our community, there's nothing to offer, rather sacrifice the duties, right? So, you know, so still today, you know, so you guys sacrifice a lot, you know, take on a lot of duties, so volunteer for it. That should not lose sight on others as well. And, you know, so words or deeds speak louder than
word or
Then I'm sorry. Deeds speak
louder than words.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, like that. Yes, that's my point. That's my point. That's my point. So whatever assessment you may give to yourself or others give to you, you'll have done the things majorly in essence. Your cognitive understanding is not there, your perception is not there, framework understanding not there. That's to be catched up, so but you're always always doing it. So you're already doing it moving part. So for you guys not to talk, you learn to do it. So I wanted to give invite you. What I'm saying is object assessment. Not critical, we can evaluate, and then go to the new terrain.
Yeah.
Terrain is one thing, landscape another, right? If you think about terrain, landscape, we are facing a landscape change, brother, more than terrain change.
The whole land,
when landscape change, you must understand the terrain will change, and terrain change is a part of the whole composition landscape change.
Yeah.
Now, what the landscape change in our midst as a community, as a generation? Can you give me some pointers? I don't think you unaware. So.
I mean, it's a recognition of there's been a way that people have been doing things that they assumed to be correct. That's been largely, as Tim shared, is largely.
Oh, do give me some review. I don't want to pry, So.
Well, he was just talking. I mean, he was just kind of setting the stage. He was talking about how Christian culture has mostly just mirrored or emulated or tried to do a different version of the worldly culture. They're just saying, let's take what the world does, but we'll do it in a Christian way. But it's the same thing.
Oh, see, yeah.
And God's saying, no, my way is not the same as that. It's a different way.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not new, it's ancient.
Yes.
But it's not really seen because people don't do it.
Yes.
So,
that's why you don't know the benefit.
Yeah.
No, you ever practice it, you never encounter difficulty. You think it's easy, it's not easy.
And it's easy to have the preconceived ideas of how things should look or feel or be.
Yeah.
And when you have built-in defaults,
For our side, let's support people belong. To come in our community said, let me tell you how to operate this. Well, what are you talking about?
They obviously
for us, what are you talking about?
They obviously don't know.
But they will project it now, right? So.
Well, because they don't realize that we're actively rejecting a certain form or way. Yes. They're trying to say, why aren't you doing it this way that everyone knows to do it? And we're not only are we not doing that, but what we're saying that way is actually pretty deficient and actually the wrong direction.
Sure, that's
an outside view.
Yeah, my point is this. You really want to invest company, you must know everybody, right? What God doing? Positive relationship, where they are, right?
How things are being
if you
interrelated, not just
exactly. You have to be interested in that.
I had an interesting thought when it's very basic. It's this idea of the interrelatedness and how things are connected, and just a picture of, if we're called to be living stones. If you just stack stones on top of each other, they're gonna fall. You need mortar to hold them together.
That's right. Yeah.
And that mortar that holds them together is that spiritual relationship that we haven't known, that we're trying to do. Yeah,
to borrow from some philosopher's idea called a superstructure.
Yeah.
Well, there's a superstructure over the things. Yeah.
And if Christ is the cornerstone and the capstone, and we're in between, two stones next to each other still have that mortar gluing them together.
Absolutely. You build a palace.
And like you said, how those are interrelated makes a difference.
No, here's the difference. Okay, I try to crack a case, but anyways.
Sorry,
it's okay.
I didn't know where you're going.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, there lies that is something maybe we address as well. How to really hear others. This is to tell you, by the measure you hear others will be what? Let those have ear, let them hear.
Yeah.
He didn't say, okay, when I shut up, everybody's supposed to hear me.
Not everybody. Those who have
I mean, obviously, he gives that comment. It's not necessarily a comment like a cynical or critical, but a calling for attention. Calling, like at this moment, a calling. Have you really heard what I tried to say? So that's kind of what Jesus intended to set out the discourse. He wanted them to say, hey, I understand you might thinking differently, but I'm trying to convey a message here.
Yeah.
So please get your ear ready, so that you can understand what does it try to say to you. So sometime he told the disciple, his disciple, brother, not someone else. His disciples. He said, by the measure you measure unto be will be measured back to you. So what is saying? These disciples, did he criticize them? No, obviously not. He tried to encourage them to open up something for them. Yeah.
The question is, if there's a lack of hearing.
Yeah.
The question is why.
Yeah, why? Yeah, that's interesting. There you go. Now you hear it. Why?
Why?
Why we lack that way to engage in it? Why? Yeah, why I think Tim can hear me and others just slide over. We're all in the same conversation. When we sit together, when I share something, no I take it is different than other young people. That's a fact.
I have some thoughts about that.
Yeah. Well, Tim take what I shared different than other people.
Sure.
John, he might, not cognitively respond or engage, but he take those things to his heart and he chew on it. I just found Kim is a sister interesting, able to do that. Others, too busy. Because everything for them is transitory. You understand? It's accumulative.
Yeah.
If you learn from somebody, you said, oh, I just, this is one of the puzzle pieces I need to figure my puzzle. God is give me puzzle piece, give me a picture. He just one help me to fix the better puzzle pieces. That's most people trying to hear others.
Yeah.
I got my puzzle need to fix. Obviously, God gave me puzzle.
Yeah.
Others try to. Oh, thank you for telling me where to fit that puzzle together.
Yeah.
So, then the others said, is a serious apprentice, and said, "Wow, you have built a palace? I thought you meant to build a home.
Can you show me?
Can you show me? Yeah. Because you are almost a master builder. I can't build a palace today. I know that. I don't have material, I don't have the manpower, I don't have the skill sets. But would you care to teach me how to build a hut? Build a house? Now the same idea, fixing a puzzle or building a house. You can to E. He learn, tell me how to build this house, But he already had a plan for it, right? That's his dwelling place for him to be. See, others said, oh my, that guy has built a palace and I built a city. But I can't do that yet. I don't have the capacity. don't have skill sets. But
where do I start?
Thank you, please. Can you help me start with some house? So the two persons building the house, and the teacher is helping each party. But do you think the teacher don't know the difference?
Teacher knows.
Yes. He's a kind teacher who will help you whatever capacity you want. By the measure you measure onto that master builder, it will be measured back to you.
Yeah.
So let me ask you that question. Then the master builder said, oh, I need to build another palace now. I need to start another city. Who are you going to work with?
The one who...
So one who decided this house is good enough for me, I'm going to live here. Or the one prepared while he's learning doing the house, he always know he's prepared for some greater project, right? He want to build a city. He don't know where to start. And the master said, well, that's his desire.
Yeah.
Now I got the project. I want you to hang on with it. You know, you may don't know, but it's okay. I'll work with you. Don't worry about it. So, am I making sense to you? You know, so that's experience. Now, after they build 2 cities, the master said, "No, you have a lot of experiences, master." That guy looking back the day he's building the house, he knows that's where he started. Get it? Ben, you really get it? That's where he started.
Yeah.
But there's a mindset building another house. It's very typical. It's not difficult to discern the difference. For the one working together, they struggle the same struggles. They have a lot of commonality. I mean, they help each other perfectly, build each other's house, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's in life. Build a family, individual family, and different than build a community. Build a community different than build a people. Build a people is different than build a culture that can perpetuate.
But
yes, go ahead.
But they are interrelated.
They're absolutely related. It's step of the way, you know. But we got to understand we are building cultures.
Much bigger.
When we're doing something near us, which is maybe our own family, then you understand, oh, my family is just the entry way for me to learn something greater than my family.
Yeah.
Now, with that kind of engagement, let me say something to you. How you be Abraham? Is Abraham started by a son and learn to be a father and then learn how people?
He was called a father first. Wasn't he?
Yeah, that's his faith, right?
Yeah.
Interesting that he had to deal with Lot and Ishmael in his house. And God said, this is not my building material, right?
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yes. Is that how you see certain people kill out us, our fellowship? Because they never have a big picture. That's a fact. If they have a big picture, they will not engage with us in a certain way. I'll give you a very, very clear discernment there. That's God judgment and discernment. It's a spirit told them. You know, God did not lie to them or reserve things, you know, even warn them, right?
Yeah.
Warn them. I personally warned them. So, but they never really taken those warnings. Hey, wake up, look at this way, right? They never really read and said, oh, maybe what he said means something.
Yeah.
So, how we hear? Whom we're really hearing. The whom is important. Oftentimes I said, well, whom is very important. You can't just get a whom anyone out there will be the same thing. Well, how many is Abraham in his time?
Only Abraham.
Well, there you go. So is God, let's just say Abraham, non-person, non-press, he don't necessarily disclose that. He most likely did not, right? Keep most of the counsel himself.
Yeah.
The only one maybe know him on the landscape of mankind is the mystical figure Melchizedek may know him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
His whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Get it?
Mm-hmm.
His wife don't know it. His son don't know it. Isaiah don't necessarily know it until later days. Even later don't get wake up. But Isaiah was a very faithful boy, faithful son. He didn't depart, but he has not inherited the capacity of Abraham.
Interesting. Because Abraham was first.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why he can deal with Esau. You see, Esau is not somebody adopted. Esau comes as your own.
Yeah.
Esau represents something in the household which he liked it.
Yeah.
So that means something going on. He's not inheriting from Abraham. He didn't learn the lesson.
That Isaac didn't learn.
Yeah, he still used a natural fatherly affection to govern his household, obviously.
Which
till the day
had to be bypassed. Yeah.
Yeah, till the day he still wants Esau to receive the inheritance. So it's a huge lesson there, brother.
Yeah.
Isaiah, as much as given the capacity to inherit, but did not give the capacity to keep it and pass it on.
Yeah.
That's a lesson.
Interesting. Something the Lord has brought to mind a lot recently that reminds me of is the being double-minded.
Yes.
Just that reality.
Yeah.
To not be double-minded.
Yeah.
But thinking of Isaac with the two sons. There's a split there. Because like you said, there was a portion given, but he.
Yeah. Western Christianity or Western culture.
Very double-minded. Or maybe single-minded in the wrong direction.
I don't know what I said, but Western culture, the culture from every culture actually, Indian culture in particular actually also true. It encourages people to be smart, to be quick, to be super intelligent, and they adore those things. To give you a heroic, special superstar light when I do those people. It's interesting enough. Those are cultures that can never build real foundations. The society or the family or the people know how to treat one another right. They don't know how to treat one another right. Can you believe that? So the smartest people, all the people, is the most blind people because they all self-important. I know. If you don't tell me I know, I don't, what are you talking about? You know or not know, it really doesn't matter in the day, maybe for the full scheme of things. Because you are not that important in the full scale of things. As much as the whole scheme of things, individual member excellently work together. Found spiritually so. Understandably so, brother. Let me say something to you. If you have a massive river running the, let's say east to west, right? West to east, whatever the word. Amazon River. Okay? From top, lower region, run to this ocean. If you said, well, I can decide my journey, you can decide any journey you want, think about it. Your journey going to be, I'm going to beat the current. My temperament is, life is a fight. I'm going to beat the current.
Go up the river?
Yeah. So that's your life. Now, intelligent people, smart people, think they always have to beat the current. Because they think by standing out contrary to the current,
they can make a difference.
They are uniquely important. That's prove their value. Like they're capable.
Yeah.
They're doing something important.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can do. American spirit is nobody can do. Indian spirit is I am the super smartest. Nobody, everybody's dumb. I mean, everybody's not dumb. You know, everybody's no smarter than me.
Yeah.
I'm uniquely smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's encouraging the culture, in the essence of the culture. Is that interesting? You got a perfect young boy. You said, what is a perfect young boy? For Indian people, it's the smartest young boy.
Or someone who pursues, or if not, he's pursuing that, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, so is the Jewish culture.
Sure. Like you
Jewish
said, most of it.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Absolutely. It's some Chinese culture, but not that much. Chinese culture are different. So that's my point. Modern Jewish culture can make an argument. You can argue any case, nobody can beat you down. That's a rabbinic culture. It's treating lawyers, argue a case. But that's not Asian culture. That's not Abraham's culture.
That's interesting.
Abraham was a man with a few words. Moses was a man with few words. Even they were given a lot of responsibility, had to discourse, dialogue, communicate. So David was not a man. It's a lot of action, a lot of affairs. So you must understand David is also a man of few words. He's a very practical man. But they were thinking deeper thoughts, right?
Yeah, he's an honest man.
Yeah, deeper thought. So what that means, it means a man of a substance. And that is not necessarily endorsed by all kind of way of educating people or cultures. America by nature is a nation seeking superficial expressions of life. Modern day culture. You got a man of substance, nobody actually care about what they have to say. So very few. So
very few. There has to be a special intersection.
Yeah, if they do respect it, it's because I got the puzzle to fix.
Yeah.
Let you have only fix the puzzle. They will not treat that man as a father, as a spiritual leader, as one can chart the whole course for the life, what that means. Impossible for them to think. They have to chart their own course. By the way, they're going to be the current. They want to be the current. They want to do things nobody ever done. Only me can do it. Only me can do it. That only me can do it is a rebellious heart. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You can do it. Where's God?
And where's community?
Yes, where's others?
Because if you...
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen it a lot recently where someone's really good.
Yeah. Yes.
And they do something the best. And everyone's like, oh, they're so good, they're so the best.
Yeah.
But they don't help anyone else learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So when they leave or they're gone, they leave a worse hole than they...
left. Yeah.
They make it worse than it was when than before.
Yeah. Something to ponder, huh? Oh.
No, it's something. Yeah, it's always amazing how Lord connects certain things, but also leaves them slightly out of grasp. I feel like God often shows me things that are
converging.
They're converging, but I can't quite grasp.
You're almost there.
It's slightly frustrating.
No.
But there's... Anyway, I don't mean to...
No,
please
please. No, I don't have any particular topic. To change your mind, change your perception, change your capacity is my intention. Any other subject matter, situation matters. But to change mind, that is life of God matters.
Yeah, mind and mindset.
Yes, mind and mindset. For sure, change mind requires the shaping of a new mindset, and seek of the new, introducing new. So
I think one of my, I have many problems, but one of my areas of pride is that I think that I can adopt other mindsets without actually changing my own mindset.
Yes.
And that doesn't really work.
Yes, that's fixing puzzle pieces. You already
like,
have your picture in your mind what it means to fix this.
And it's more of a shallow empathy than it is a real power, like a real activation of the substance of the thing. It's the idea of the thing. Oh, I can see what that person says. Oh, I can see what that person says.
Yeah.
But if I'm not being transformed, if I'm still stationary the whole time,
it
doesn't matter.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Yeah. Let's give some diagnosis on that. Remember, you had a vision. Me and Tim running so fast, I was lagging behind. That vision, I don't know. Today's your interpretation or understand that vision look like. That's huge. Let's use it.
It is. No, the Lord struck me with it as being...
Yeah.
Because my inclination in it was it seemed like an impossible situation.
Oh, hold on. Let's start over.
Okay.
First, is that from the Lord or not?
Good question.
Or from your soul?
Good question. I don't know.
There you go. That must be ascertained before you use it for any healthy spiritual dialogue. Don't know is not good answer, brother.
Well,
yes. Because if you say you don't know, it's invasive of a spiritual responsibility.
I mean, that's why I hesitated.
Hold on. Let me finish my thoughts. Why invasive spiritual responsibility? Because there's certain concluded by you, inserted by you, already treated as something as if they're from the Lord.
No.
Okay, maybe not. Okay.
I was very... I thought to myself, I don't think I should share this because I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
But then I shared it anyway just because I wanted to be... Because I knew if it was from me, maybe that would expose something that I needed to deal with.
Yes. So there is a...
But not like as a spiritual, like, oh, this is a spiritual thing, but like, is this from me? Because if it is, like, what does that mean about my viewpoint that needs to change?
Yes.
So I almost didn't share it.
Yeah. So on either way, that thing need to be shared, I think.
Yeah.
Rather healthily shared. The key is to hold a dialogue with it.
Yeah.
Solid dialogue, like we try to do right now.
Amen.
Or you read it. Or projecting it without serious examination.
Yeah.
So the dialogue is things, follow protocols. Doesn't matter who it is, follow this protocol. Protocol is first examining, is that really from the Lord or not? That's the first protocol. Now, if I don't know that literally like a basic spiritual discipline.
Right.
Then if I'm put that spot has to apply this protocol, I feel uncomfortable or not, as if something extra required me. That's unrealistic. That's obviously not serious with spiritual matters. That is reflection. I don't have the fear of the Lord. And without the fear of the Lord, can we gain wisdom?
No, obviously not.
Obviously not. You're doomed to be confused.
Yeah.
You just set yourself up to be confused. The first thing you need to do is to stop things can come in to confuse me. The first thing I do is I'm going to make sure that is from the Lord. Then if I'm not sure, I don't have formal comfort from it's merely impression. So I need a dialogue with trustworthy people to help to make it from the Lord or not.
Yeah.
Then I have, in that regard, because I studied, I don't have the capacity to ascertain whether it's from the Lord or not. So I enlist help, said, can you help me figure out whether this is from the Lord or not? In a sense, I yield the position of deciding it, whether from the Lord or not, to what?
Someone else.
Another person.
Yeah.
So another person like me or Tim come on and say, let me tell you whether this is from the Lord or not. Your proposition is that that's good thing, good input, or something challenging you.
No, it was good input.
There you go. It was the second one. Now, if we cannot do that, when Mercury said, I want to ask you guys, think this is from the Lord. But others begin to share the impression to you, said, I don't think it's from the Lord, or will be from the Lord. And you begin to continue with that. That's by nature cause what? Cause yourself confused, am I right?
For the record, I've only ever shared that with you and Tim.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm not exact the situation
Sure,
here for a particular thing. I'm talking about if this is the pattern of things, many things God give to us, how we process it. Thinking. You said how you absorb things, apply your own thoughts, same as well, can be problematic. So why we get confused sometimes, double-minded? There is a reason why. It's not particular matter. It's the way how we carry our thoughts matters. How we process things matters. So what in life the major things about how to make decisions, how to receive counsel, and how to make judgment. Decision doesn't mean judgment. Counsel is leading to decision judgment. Make it sense to you? You know. Counsel enable you to make judgment and decisions. Amen. Hallelujah. People say, you should not judge others. That's crazy. Are you killing me?
You have to.
Exactly. That depends on what judgment you're talking about.
Yeah.
You judge to condemn people, to punish people, to pay evil back to people. That's not good. But we talk about judgment. It's you value a thing, whether it's right or wrong, good or evil, beneficial. You know, Paul said it. Not all things are
beneficial.
Beneficial. Permissible,
but not
beneficial.
Yeah.
He said all things, right? All things. That means there's judgment there. Or discernment there. Whatever the word, evaluation, whatever the word you use it. So the English word called judgment.
Yeah.
You know, so you make a judgment call. Yeah. You know, so that means. So if that is the case, so how you evaluate a thing? You have to put in the grid to evaluate. Put in the process, the pipeline to evaluate. Is that pipeline given by God protocol, or we somehow pick it up? Never examined. That's called discipline in the mind. Discipline to discern what is good, evil. You have to train yourself to discern what is good, evil. Mature one.
Through God's protocol.
Yeah, mature one, acquainted with, train himself to know, to discern good, evil.
How do you do that?
Yeah, that's right. That's one point. That's maturity needs. So when we dialogue with others, we can position as if they are not on the same level as us, or we're the same level. On the measure, you measure unto me. Or we think they process the information, make judgment call, make decision like we did. Oh, they know better now. I know what they're doing. That's by nature, you have a shut down, a certain kind of impartation, certain kind of communication, certain kind of things that meant to produce counsel, produce help in judgment, then produce maybe you not make decision in your stead, but enable us to make decision in a more informed, wise, solid manner.
Yeah.
So James said, learn to quick to
listen.
Quick to listen. Why Noah don't speak much before last anymore? Question to you. Why? He's fully fledged young man. He can carry good conversation very well. You know, I tease him. Ask me. So why? I think because he understands there's something else going on. He can tap into it. He want to observe it. He don't feel he's already equipped to be a equal partner in certain conversations. Is that a bad thing for the young man in American mind? That oh my, terrible, the young man
In
is
American
depressed.
mind, no, that's a really good point.
for the healthy godly young man, begin to open up a whole different realm, get acquainted with it, humbly search out, observing things, right? So, knowing that you have full approval and endorsement, more than that, you have full opportunity to practice. That should be highly cherished and thankful about, because not everybody has the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Can everybody know that?
No, obviously
Is
not.
that not? So,
Yeah.
so I think, therefore, being quiet, being humble, being observant, being slow to speak, is a natural result of enlightening your mind. I don't think he can help himself to do that. Yeah. It's because his heart, his posture, his perception in the right place, his spirit is exactly working his heart in the right way. That's why he is the way he is.
Interesting. Which is interesting because on the flip side,
yes,
you see other young people not Noah, like Noah's siblings.
Yes.
And they're being encouraged to speak, even though maybe they're further behind than he is.
Yes.
But there's still
launch out a little bit. Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting because someone could hear what you've said and create rules. And the wrong kind of protocol.
There's no rule in this, the
like
protocol is a way.
Is different.
Yeah, it's a way,
It's not about.
It's a way, yeah.
Because Naomi, for instance, is not in the same place Noah is.
Yeah.
But she's being asked to be drawn. She's being encouraged to come out, even though maybe Noah has greater understanding. Yeah. But it's because the season that she's in is a different season.
She's different personality. Different expression of life. So,
It's interesting.
You can't use a family background to define the spiritual person.
It's
oftentimes people mistake.
It's hard because it's hard because, like you said, the Christian mind, the intellectual mind is like, oh, okay, I'm learning something right now about Noah that I need to then apply to myself or other people, but that's not necessarily the case.
No.
Because they're in different places.
It is.
You see what I'm saying? Because we don't want. Naomi's not supposed to be.
Well, I don't know.
Her being quiet isn't a reflection of the same thing Noah's reason for being quiet.
It is. I hear you, but I think if you want to go deep with the Lord, everybody has to go through what Noah goes through. Yeah. Inevitable. So he is going through a place right now. Most Christians have no idea about it. Yeah. If they only look at him as a young man, don't know how to carry himself, that is some kind of not knowing what's going on there, basically, not knowing what's going on the Lord doing. So, using the culture or the perception of the day to define what God is renewing a young man, in a different way. Much like the day when David showed up in the scene, everybody tried to, hey, David is this, David this. They all received David in a different light, right? So Abraham walked around among many people, right? Everybody treated Abraham like a friend on the, I don't know, maybe not the anniversary, but they all, even his own children, treat him differently. So that's inevitable, happen to every man. I don't blame people to do that. My point is not others. My point is what's really take a hold of a son of God. What am I to go through? Slow to speak. Why did James say that? Quick to listen.
There's a lot of things he said about the tongue.
Yeah. Slow to get agitated. means stirred. How you go to and don't swim or ride a boat a lot, but if at this imagery, totally imaginary imagery, you ride a little boat, a one-person boat, things like that. You go out the body water in different seasons, right? You can feel the water under you. Peaceful or stirred or brooding is something. Because gradually, the tide coming, for example, something nature, there's a momentum, something you may don't really see on the surface, but while you sitting in the boat long enough, let's say all day long, you can feel what's gonna happen under the water. Well, the most people, they're so busy, fish.
Yeah, they're not paying
watching.
attention.
Yeah, so
They
really don't have the time. I learned the skill sets to do that, but fishermen have known about the water from childhood, whatever. They intuitively know this stuff.
It's like being able to know.
Yeah.
To receive the signs that the weather's going to
Yeah,
change.
yeah. On a seasoned seaman, a seasoned fisherman, seasoned captain, whatever, he also know that. Because that's, he knows every body water, all kinds of water, this body water. It's the first thing they observe. But then you have unseasoned, people just go there, oh my, what a wonderful lake, so many fish, so many beautiful spots. Oh wow, the clouds are flying, look at the sun shining. And his attention is not bad, it's all wonderful experience. It's natural expresses life, nobody blame him. But I can't expect him to know the mood, the water. No, it's in his attention. It's literally his oblivious to it. So is humankind in relationships. They often think relationships are supposed to stay the same mode, carry the same content, approaching the same purpose, dialogue of fellowship, the same called reality Christ, right? Substance of the Lord, right? That's not true. The Bible clearly tells us not true. A young baby, you feed milk. A mature one, you feed
the
solid
relationship
food.
changes. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
When you're young, you think like young man. You're a child, you think like child. When you mature, you should think better. But there lies discernment. Should that discernment be applied on the relationship? For the mindset. We do that as parent to children, we know that. We have to adapt, prepare, so we sometimes call it surprise, not getting up. So we don't set the child pretty difficult for me, hardship for me, at least celebrate that, right? At the same time, if we hold back the child, ourselves by our example, we feel bad about it, right? So naturally. Or on the outside, a child refuses to grow up. Refuse to take responsibility, refuse to take initiative, refuse to think about the deeper, solid, more disciplinary or whatever orderly things. You say, well, you know what? This child is way gonna grow up. So how many times they talk to you about this thing? You get a little bit disappointed. Not disappointed with the person, but disappointed with the behavior, with the attitude, with the progress. It's not natural. You're not different with the child. It's always like child. But do you not have the right to tell a child, you're lagging behind? I'm disappointed with your progress. It's something you need to take change. Maybe something can take chance, can shock you out of that mode, and you can reorient your life in different mode. So I think as a teacher, you know that. I think you're dealing with something actually. So hurt. Yeah. The point is not that. The point is relationships
are not static.
It's not static. Yes, relation not static.
They shouldn't be static.
And there's
a problem.
Yeah, there's a time, however, for that relation, if meant to be solid relation, deeper relationships, there must be a time for when being disciple to truly hear what the teacher tries to teach and understand how the way the teacher teaches. You come to a point that must click. My sheep hears my voice. As good students would say, I don't need to ask the teacher to tell me everything or ask 3 times and I get it.
Right.
Before the teacher actually see anything, you already know some things. Oh, the border is moving. Oh, my boat going to change, you know? I better wrap out the net and
get ready for the next.
Getting home, you know? So yes, you will feel it. You will know it. Because the relationship have built to a point, you know what to do. Intuitively. You're not distracted anymore. Regardless how many fish come around, swirl around the boat, you will say, no, don't have time for it. I need to do what my senses of the whole body water, that connection tell me to do. What I tell you is that it's called the spiritual connection. Divine connection. Spiritual intuition. We must learn to develop that. It's a supernatural, brother.
How?
We're doing it right now.
Okay. Let's look.
Yes.
I don't want to be oblivious to that.
No, you're not. My point is that you are open up to it. But the culture brought up, they don't teach you the things.
It's true.
They teach you to be very fast, quick.
Yeah.
Have to be a part of the conversation. Rather than being a part of observation. Just be glad, be honored to be a part of something. We don't understand the honor of involvement anymore.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
They all
Things are assumed,
we talk granted we are supposed to be part of the deal. And we're not part of the deal, we get offended. You know what? What are you offended about? Maybe you're never supposed to be part of it.
Yeah.
Because you get offended by it.
Yeah.
That is a Christian naivety.
Yeah.
It's just culture tell us that's the way how our process of life.
Yeah.
And kingdom people say, well, hold on a minute. That's exactly the things I don't want to involve.
Yeah. Well, it's a silly example, but it reminds me of like a sports team, you know?
Oh, go ahead.
If you have a sports team, football team or whatever,
doing small, yeah.
and they're playing a game, so you're sitting on the bench all the time.
Yeah.
Like, why am I not playing? Why am I not playing?
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't shown that you're ready.
Yes.
You have to, you're not in the game yet.
You're not in the game. Yeah.
You want to be in the game?
You want to be in the game.
Then you need, it's not, you can't be passive. You can't be passive. You, like you said, you have to intuitively understand or know how to engage in the right time in the right place if you want to be in the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
It doesn't mean that you're not part of the team, but maybe you're not helping now.
No,
you're just sitting there.
Yeah. So, you know, that's different people, you know? Yeah. I mean, the coach like that, he was said, he would know exactly. I mean, say the wise, fair, no biased, word, righteous, you know.
Coach.
Skilled coach we're talking about.
And players on the field probably know too.
Yes, exactly. I think it's common sense, you know, except the
maybe
newcomers. You're a professional, go year in year out, you know exactly the whole thing getting down. So, but the newcomers always stress it out about that, right? So, and so it's a time to get acquainted. So it's a matured fellowship. It's an invitation, brother. But let's all the appetites. It's to fit together.
Yeah.
But the measure
unto me, you'll be measured back to you.
Exactly. Why you build a house? That dialogue. It's there. It's there. Yeah. And nobody's going to help you build a house until there's some dialogue going on. So.
Yeah. To know what you're doing.
Yes. And interesting enough, therefore, two different conversations. They're all friendly. All working.
Right. But one is vastly different.
They're all committed, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think those are choices. When landscape change, we require us to evaluate where relationships are. Why are we doing relation together? Must be evaluated. Evaluated with everybody.
Right. That's, obviously.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'll give you a reason why we evaluate myself.
Because the landscape has changed.
So, yeah. Because young people need to be initiated and blessed with a different way how Christian relationships should be done. How fellowships be formed. How culture even being built. Cognitively or not cognitively. But I especially worried about uncognitive part.
The uncognitive part?
Uncognitive part, yeah.
The
cognitive part,
unaware?
Yeah, the cognitive part is dialogue.
Yeah.
You can put on the table dialogue.
Yeah.
Uncognitive part, you don't even know how to dialogue.
You're like blind to it. It's like almost invisible.
Exactly. It's default. Yeah. So you don't trouble people default.
Yeah. Well, but that's.
Yeah.
It seems evident to me that as you have stopped to evaluate things.
Yeah.
That certain things have certainly come to light.
My evaluation is I don't want anyone's unsolicited, unprobed,
assumed,
unverified, if you are.
Yeah.
Default to try default me anymore.
Yeah.
That's not positive ministry start. Initiation has the positive ministry to change the apostles.
Change the approach.
If not default, but there's a sense of culture in dominant, right? So you learn from me to do relationship. Learn from me to do fellowship. Learn from me to do teachings, to do ministries. I don't have it all together. The Spirit have it all together. But there's a direction change. It's called headship or leadership, whatever. Mimic me, imitate me. Follow my example. Not me try to sample your example. Oh, you're doing the right thing. It's so interesting. Maybe God can use for it. What leadership is that? But that's interesting. That's a Christian's common popular Christian thing. Try to presume this leadership that is helping them. Everybody have their own puzzles.
Yeah.
And want this guy be so busy help you figure out your puzzle. Agree with your blueprint. And must understand every piece is making sense. If it don't make sense, I'm upset because obviously you don't know what God doing in my life. You don't care about what I'm building. I don't think that's required a Superman to do that. You people believe 20-some chess players, is smart, so. Well, I don't think that's the way how you do things, however. So that's not the way how to do things, obviously.
That's a parlor. That's a trick.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it should be step by step learn to build things up. Take care of the garden, take care of the field, take care of the seeding, so take care of the watering, so different seasons. Build a garden together. Yes, we never done this before, but maybe someone know how to do the garden.
No one's done it before. Someone's got to do it first.
Exactly. Yeah. There must be a cohesiveness to that, even it's a new thing. Not everybody saying, no, it's this piece of land we work on, or this orchard we work on. So it's some cohesiveness. But third, rely a different projection of what kind of leadership we want. Why want people work with us to assume spiritual counsel, rule, spiritual leadership? Why we want people to lead us? For what purpose we want them to lead? That must be evaluated by every sincere believer. So, maybe we don't need them. Why we don't need them? Not upset. I mean, not dialogue, different proposition there. Okay, I think my season with them is over, or I don't ever need. Are those propositions cognitively, consciously, unconsciously, whatever, play the role in our dialogue, have relation with the people in that light?
You're asking, do those things
everybody,
come
yeah,
up?
everybody.
Do we
So I mean, just like I'm telling you, we see some, we don't know the Lord, go through protocol, right? So, what I need to examine how I receive others as my spiritual leaders. That's my point. Do I need it or not first? So we presume we need it, but in the bottom of our heart, maybe we don't. Right? So we need to be honest with that. So religion will say, yeah, we need it, but who goes to the pastor really for spiritual growth? For you, right? Is the pastor even interested to let us grow?
Yeah.
Certain pastors never want their congregation to grow. I'm telling you. So that's 80% of the pastors out there.
Yeah, it's easier to manage.
Yeah. And that's my experience.
It's an exposure.
Yeah.
Of the pastor.
You have maybe 20% want us to grow. They don't know how to. So after that, 20% may have a healthy way to do it.
Yeah. But
never feel. They even doing it, they don't know what to do with the God. That's interesting, huh? If you are really sent. The sent ones know what to do, brother. That's the difference. They don't know every detail, but they know where the river going.
Yeah.
They will tell you at least don't follow the current, right? So follow the current, follow the breeze, follow the season, study landscapes, know where you're going. So, well, that's all I got. What I'm saying to you is try to give you a sense of picture of my point of view and narrow down to your personal assessment to study what is the landscape change means for us. I think I'm a little bit blunt, and I'm not sure offending anyone that I said it. Your generation now is not my attention anymore. You better catch up. So the coming generation my attention. That's a landscape change. Yes. You the past your generation my attention. Your parents will be in the radar because I want to help you guys to deal with those things, learn from those things.
I see.
Yeah.
Things falling off.
In the future, I don't want to involve with them at all.
Yeah.
Off the chart.
Yeah, it's falling off.
So because it's a 10-year time, children grew up, you guys grew up, they're never interested in it. Suddenly you think you want me interested, I'm not interested in you anymore. So my time with you is over. So, obviously, you never really appreciated or know what we're doing. You never want to be part of it. Why should I invite you to be part of it now? So, the door's closed. You get it, babe? The door's closed. Yes.
Not to be prideful, but I've sensed that
Yes. You're useless to me now. and we use it to God.
Yeah.
Rather than distraction. You obviously don't want to be discipled or taught in the way that God intended for this community to move forward. So, and you must relearn.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you just overlap, let tell us to do, I tell you what to do, so.
It doesn't work.
And you guys still bring this to camp, said, I don't know, my parents need to be respected in certain regard, we can't offend them. I said, go ahead. You'll offend me.
You're saying there needs to be a more severe cutting off.
I'm not saying cutting off relationally. I'm talking about the spiritually, however.
Spiritually.
I mean, it's like you have a vessel, right? You don't want anything to fill into it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if everything is a pure fountain, I mean, every stream is pure. We want to fill in, so let's have a bigger river. But if it's a mixture, poisonous, toxic, muddy, why you want to be filled in? Just for want to have a greater river.
Yeah.
No, I want to keep the stream pure for the young people.
Yeah.
I don't want them to drink from this river, have all kind of mixtures.
Yeah.
If they're pure, that's great. I'm just one of the streams. You are all going to be one stream.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to keep your water pure, right?
Yeah.
But if you are a stream somewhere have an opening to a muddy water, what I'm going to do with that? I'm going to continue to say, hey, in the past is a pure stream, no problem. They're going to continue to go on. That's my point.
I hear you.
Yeah. I don't want to argue them theologically. Who's the leadership? Who's the value? I don't want dialogue with you at all. I want you to know.
Can we be blunt for a minute here?
Yeah, go ahead.
It seems to me like obviously Cheryl has to deal with this with her parents in a very specific spiritual understanding. But
I don't think they impose anything.
No, they don't. It's different. But what I was gonna say was, it seems like the biggest quote unquote issue would be Tim and Cindy.
Yes.
And
I think they're not imposing it so far as I know, not yet.
No, but
stopped. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was clear. So, in the past, we tried to search out where each other came from.
But it's kind of
moving forward. Like 2 years later, we need to have some concluding.
Move on.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, let's move on. That's team. That's Rachel's job. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's their job.
It's not really. And I guess this is. I apologize if these are obvious questions.
No, it's practical questions. I like you talk about.
That really doesn't. Not concern. I don't know what the other word is, but has very little to do with like Cheryl and I, for instance.
I don't think so.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But there are mindsets, right?
Yeah.
Mindsets. I'm not talking about the relationship, personality. I'm talking about mindsets.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Mindsets. Right. So, agree with we should have a positive ministry, not.
Sorry, I did laugh. It's just.
I'm just saying, right?
It's a ridiculous question.
Yeah. We should practice discipleship. Now, those are mindsets that competing. Whether it's out there, certain opinion out there, right? We should practice better than that, stuff like that. Questions like nature, different people have opinion. I don't have the time to go through the process with any of that. So
you've already given plenty of opportunity and plenty of patience for that, and it's like you said, the time has passed. So
I think so.
I think more than enough.
Yeah,
I think from my very limited understanding.
Yeah. At the same time, you guys are fully available to do things.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's my concern is you. Whether you want to defend the pastoral ministries, valid or not.
Oh, yeah.
In the face of the challenge, said no. So, or just murky around said, hey, we don't want to dialogue with this. We don't know what. Well, then your children going to be.
Also stuck in that.
Yeah, your children will have a muddy water, right? So,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, then I don't have to. I don't want that muddiness your children carry into my circle. My presence said, oh, is the pastoral ministry really good thing or not? This is a young child. No one going to challenge that? You want to facilitate that conversation?
He shouldn't.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's totally impractical and not necessary and unhealthy.
It's a big distraction. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
More than that, it distorted every relation he has with us. Am I right?
Yeah.
Can I be one teaching him, build him up when those things in his back his head is, I don't know, this is the right thing to do ahead or not?
No.
So I want those toxicity and those mixture to be cut off. Don't let me turn around the table, basically.
Yeah.
You want to examine how you do ministry? How you be led by God? I'll examine you. So I'm not interested to do that.
Yeah,
The reason it's not my job to correct them.
Yeah.
There's no spiritual delineation responsibility in me until the sincerity that I really want to know what God is doing. Even though said that's not God, that's somebody else doing something. We don't have a starting point to have dialogue, can we? I mean, so literally can't. Just let's not beat the bushes. That's what they think, basically. So, I'm patient, kind, but not stupid. I know where they came from. So. That's what they think. So all through the years.
Pretty clear.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a point you have to say, well, let's not beat the bushes. Is that what you think? Then let's deal with that. Am I dealing with that? Well, I don't want to hear it. So, go ahead with your opinion. I mean, not try to be ugly. I just, obviously we're on the same, not on the same page. So, yeah. Just speak English. I'm speaking Chinese. What do you want me to do? So, I mean, literally, they're impossible to understand each other. Yeah. I'm going to teach Chinese lessons. You go ahead with the English lessons. We're talking about different realm, different language. Literally, it is what it is, brother. And that, unfortunately, is going to be converged and become a living reality for the young people I've been through. I'm willing to go through that with them, but not willing to go through that with your generation anymore. You must make up your mind. You're not young. You're not inexperienced. You with these things for decades, right? So, so you guys at least.
Yeah.
So I will give abundant grace to Brother Andy and Lady to go because they never went through that with us. To know. Josh and Nicole right now seems to have a clear clarity. And they're pretty excited, so, dedicated, give a lot of room for man and Kim to go through. I think they getting out Kim and my understanding were fast. So, but we need to recognize there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a line in the sand is drawn. I don't speak this to you. Actually, to you.
No, I know
it's that's a landscape change we're talking about. So we need to invest in young people to make sure what they drink and they eating is pure, brother. It's good. Let me briefly mention something. Many years ago, I had this dream. I was charting a boat, miracle boat. In the dark, things getting gross dark.
This one with the vines.
Exactly. Well, that dream woke me up, brother.
I remember when you shared it with me.
Yeah.
The first time.
I think I did multiple occasions, maybe.
Big deal.
Yeah. This morning on the penance, pray for this meeting. We're sitting there and thinking about it. The Lord told me, reveal further truth to me. Not truth per se. Parables. Parable implied truth. I hope you hear this, don't take it as a criticism, but just objectively see the invalued how things works in a sense. Because it's not positive things. it talks about the thorn and thistles.
Yeah.
You remember when child interpreted? As the Lord said, have you ever thought about why thorn and thistle? Andy had this vision a few weeks ago, maybe, about the thorn, you know? Our people were circling the mountain of thorn, a wake-up call. The reason I did search, and there's a lot of warning signs recently given to us about the way we dealing with young people are very dangerous. Not one. Cole had it, Andy had it. I'm not sure you had it or not. Benji had it. Kim had it. Multiple. I mean, I don't know how you guys heard this, console this, or work through that or not. It's talking about the Christianity, I mean, typified, especially with Christianity, the days we grew up in Austin.
Yeah.
Let me give you a clear cut on that. That's going to be detrimental for the young people in our community. Detrimental. God called you out of it, not to continue to make around and said, hey, it's work for young people. I don't think the young people will be benefited by those things when we still think, oh, it's all the same as a matter.
Yeah.
If God wants to say that's a weird thing to destroy young people. So it's not merely us, right?
Right.
That's why I'm saying loud. Your generation don't wake up from it, well, you're going to be accountable.
Is there something specifically that we're doing?
Yeah. Not
I want to
doing
be
or not
far
doing.
from
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah. It's the way I think we dealing with things not clear. I don't think your family may be a different case. You don't know much. Yeah. So
I mean, I have a lot of concerns about
yeah.
the way the young people, but like you said, it's what I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No. So
my
go for it.
My perception
Yeah.
about some of the children in the community is very strong, but I recognize that the parents have a big blind spot about it. So therefore,
Yes.
I realize there are certainly blind spots in my own life, and I want to know. I want to seek those things out, or else receive them from others so that I can deal with them.
That's good. You might want to seek out what Nicole had to say, Kim had to say. My point is there have some prophetic understanding about this stuff.
But do they know what it means in their own families?
Not really. I mean, that's a disconnect to what I try to say, you know. But no, they are responsible.
Right.
You get it?
Yeah.
It's the head of the house responsible.
Yeah.
It's not the wife responsible.
Yeah.
With this warning, give the wife have burden, they can't change it, however. So they don't know what to go about it. So it's the husband take the lead. It's the husband's to take the scepter, right? So so to make a stand.
They're the ones making the swords.
Exactly. So all the picture has been contingent on whom? On the husband. On the husband. But continue there's a struggle as if the wife is the one supposed to change things. The wife trying to make up things and things fall off the same.
It's hard for me not to be really frustrated and disappointed because I feel like there's been a lot of progress.
It is.
Yet we're still...
Yeah, there's still things going on. We're still lacking. So I'm not saying that to blame anybody.
I know, but it makes me upset.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, time to wake up, time to be... I don't know how to say it. Make a stand, it's a flood. It's a flood. shut certain doors, mental doors, not as relational anything. Everything I said is not going to flesh blood.
I think that, like you said, shutting up doors.
Yeah.
Something the Lord's been showing me a lot recently is the kind of the reality of the interconnectedness of the compartments of mankind.
Yes.
Of man, build-up of man, the body, soul, spirit.
Yes, yes.
And we too easily disregard certain parts as though they don't apply, and think that we can just skip over.
Okay, the apply, right? So the apply, yeah.
Anyway.
So anyway, back to the thorn thistles. The Lord began to ask me, have you think about how thorn thistles interact with the farmers, whoever want to deal with it?
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, thorns poke you, right?
Yeah.
Hurt you, I mean, don't deal with it.
Poke you,
hard
scratch
deal with
you,
it,
whatever.
right? So, hurt you, right?
Yeah.
Then by doing that, if you don't deal with it, it will grow, right? Protect yourself. What about thistles? Have you go to thistle field and think about it?
Are they like the leaves that are pointy?
Thistles have this thing attached to everything.
Oh, they come off.
Yeah, cut off. So wherever it goes, it's going to stick with you.
Yeah.
So my point is that
And carry them with you.
the Lord said to me, in the past season, I had to take away the thorn from your midst.
And now it's time for the thistles.
The thistle is inside of us. It's attached with us. It's familiar with us. We know where.
And what happens?
Yeah.
What happens when if you remove the thistles that are in your skin? It hurts.
It hurts.
And you do damage to the physical
Exactly.
body.
It hurts. Yeah, exactly.
There's a process.
Yeah. Then it's somehow dripped. Then it grew around you. Wherever you go to grow with. So it must take time for that to be poked off of you, regardless what it is, sticky it is, so that burn it. I'm talking about some default of life as a Christian.
Yeah.
We grew up with certain expectation, how to fellowship, what it means to be a Christian, what it means to teach our children. All those things are not necessarily cognitively examined. Was take on. Take on, because that's the way we grew up.
Yeah.
That's what the parents taught us.
Yeah.
Seems beneficial to us. But how beneficial that is we never examine. How useful that is we never examine. While our parents don't do things with us, our good intent may be, but is that from the Lord that we never examined?
Good intentions aren't good enough.
Yeah, exactly. So what it produced long term for our children per se, and then propose to us to do the same thing as a community we never examined, because that's the thing we do. That's the thing we do. I'm not saying it's bad. All those things may be found justification through some scriptures, even. It's past practices. But are we the ones supposed to do that? Have we heard God ourselves that that's the thing He wants us to do?
Yeah.
That's
important.
That's important, right? So yeah. That's important. Do I know this is God want me to do? Rather because I grew up with these things I think is good and helpful, and don't harm anybody. Well, there you go. Don't harm anybody. Maybe the word mindset introduce harm to somebody. Yeah. And then we're doing those things. Are we fix our own puzzle, or go through a process and let's do a garden?
Is the lack of wake up and
yes,
recognition is the lack of moving forward to address these things an issue of a lack of specificity, or an issue of a lack of understanding, or a lack of
mindset?
It's not something that someone can say, hey.
Yeah.
It always seems so hard to grasp.
That's right. And then how long it take for Team Richard to grasp it?
Have they even grasped it all the way?
I'm not yet, right? Only recently, right? So certain things, right? You didn't dialogue with them? I thought you dialogue with them.
I dialogue with Tim for 4 hours. Cheryl dialogue with Rachel
so
for 2 hours, 3 hours.
There you go. You guys have some dialogue, right? So yeah, what is the essence conveyed? Maybe you can do some reviews. So.
I mean, my essence with Tim.
Listen, there's not too much from either one of them to me. So I take granted you guys have discussed certain things. Tim only give them some.
Unfortunately,
pointers.
there's so much.
Yeah.
That I'm. It's very possible that there are things we have not yet gotten to.
Okay.
Because we've.
What? Okay. Yeah. I thought.
I don't know.
Essence. Okay.
I don't know.
You give me some conclusion.
My essence. Do you have to meet with Kim in 10 minutes?
Yeah. This some short word. Yeah.
Apostolic ministry comes with a power.
Yes.
That flows through divine relationships.
Yes. Yeah.
And our understanding and way of doing things in relationship has been wrong up until this point, or for a long time we have not set a.
You mean us? Who is that?
Our generation.
Your generation. Okay. You mean Tim and Rachel included, right?
Sure.
There's you guys included,
yeah.
right? So
There's a religious way of doing things and a familiar way that is, like you said, a built-in default.
Yes. Yeah.
That
it's not your fault.
It's a blind spot, right?
It's not your guys' fault.
You can't actually see it.
That's something is I want to clarify.
And so when certain movements happen in the when you make a certain move, when God makes a certain move, like Tim was saying, everything crazy happens.
Yeah.
Because it's the opportunity and open door. Yeah. To move forward in the reality of the new landscape.
Yes.
Which is this apostolic power, which it's not about do's and don'ts. It's a literal way of. It's beyond. How did Tim say it? It's hard to grasp. It's hard for me to grasp in words because there's a. My surface level understanding that I was trying to convey to Cheryl about the apostolic being the foundation, and the blueprint that we stand upon, it isn't the full picture. There's more.
I think you yourself just begin to open up for you, right? This stuff.
I feel like I said before, it's like I feel like it's still slightly out of grasp, but like the piece.
That's supposed to be.
Start. I don't mean to use the bad
it's okay.
Metaphor, but like it's starting to come more together.
Yes. Well, that's where the wake up call is. In a sense, not wake up personally. I'm talking about this local body has to wake up.
And like you said, are we taking? I know I do because I can't help it. But we have to consider these things, engage with these things, and ask the Lord, and seek them out, and not just float along with our lives.
Yes,
but take consideration.
And let serious consideration.
Let the things that bother us say, Lord, why does this bother me?
Yeah. Well,
what is going on?
That's true, because I'm saying to you, my landscape relationship changed.
Yeah.
The modality, the content, the whole thing process will not be the same anymore. I tried to speak to you at the Cheryl for half a year, brother. Tried to tell you. Yeah. Going to change.
Yeah.
That's telling you. So,
you said it and I heard it, but I was thinking here and you were somewhere up here,
No, it's we're practical.
Well, regardless.
Yes. It's okay. You now open dialogue. That's my point. The whole point we come to a conclusion and begin to dialogue those things. Not to say, well, it's done wrong. Wrong is not the matter. Just say, move forward what we do.
Yeah,
move forward what we do.
That was going to be my question for our meeting today was, okay, what do we do?
Yeah. Well, here I have open dialogue with you. Bring you to the Lord. You have to go through the Lord yourself, brother. Yeah. These things have to go through the Lord. The Lord will tell you what to do. Not me. I only introduce it. Here's the landscape. I see it. Bring to my side to look at what ahead from my point of view to borrow my eye a little bit.
But you're saying I have to bring it to the Lord and He'll tell me, but you're also saying you know what it is.
Absolutely, I know what it is.
So why can't you tell me?
Because it doesn't work like that. It's a relationship. It's a relationship. Relationship mutual. You don't get married with somebody. only because you want to marry somebody. That's how the person has what? To decide he want to get married with you. So it's a mutual. In divine relations, it's always mutual. It's not one-sided. And God is the one seals the relationship. God is the one forms the relationship. God is the one make it grow in the relationship. That's always my pattern. I'm not sure you're aware of that. No, you do. So I don't do relationship because I want to have a relationship with somebody or somebody want to have a relationship with me. That was never the condition. It was always God initiated. God sustained it. Sometimes even God gave to me. I don't like it. I had to walk with it. That's the point I'm making. So move forward, however, there are disciple relationship, a partnership in past ministry. Those are serious relationships.
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those have to be God given.
Yeah.
God anointed, God approved, God verified. It had not be, option A, option B. This is the best option. There's no option. It's God sent, God given. There's one option. This is my point. But this word against the winds and grain of popular Christianity. But that's exactly what I want to introduce to the young people. When they begin to develop God's relation in their life, they want to be disciple and disciple others. They're going to start with a new landscape. That's one point. Their landscape might be, I want to be discipled. And I want to disciple others. And I want God to show up in those relationships. I don't want to do religion because I think it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's the landscape change. Start with us, must be.
Yeah, it has to.
Yes. Make it sense to you, so then you have confidence. You can tell all your child, this is what God told me to do. This relation is this guy, this guy, this guy. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Just like in the ongoing gender community, everybody know who the other person is to your family. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Make it sense to you, so and when we understand that, then we can call, that's my brother, that's my neighbor.
Yeah.
That's my fellow worker.
Because we know how they're related.
Yes, exactly. Your child will know that. And a godly brother in this light to you is more close than your blood brother. That's my talking to you. As offensive as it is.
No, it's not offensive. That's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
To them, to your children especially.
Yeah.
You must build that into the system. That's how you build God's culture. Unplug from the world to replant them into a godly community to show the importance of relationships more than any other relationship important than ourselves. If we cannot do that, the young people are going to scatter. They will say in the end of the day, what the difference between my relationship doing Christianity than any other one?
Yeah, there's none.
So, that's going to be difficult, right? So,
very difficult.
Come in.
Hello.
Hey, my sister. You got a friend here.
I do?
Yeah.
I hope
Hi.
You do.
How are you?
Good. Want to see.
But let me pray for you. Lord Jesus, I pray for my brother. I pray you speak to him. You're going to just continue to spend time with the Lord, right? Because this stuff to spend quality time with the Lord. Personal time with the Lord. Get out, get to the mountaintop. I'm joking with you, but lock in the room, pray. Kneel to the ground, pray. There are things that of less importance we can just, but there are things fundamentally going to change our life, brother. Change everyone relate to our life. Their life will be changed because once you change, everybody changes. Get it? Once you know where you belong, then everybody know where they belong. You're like a peg. Everybody hung on. That's the head horse of power, head horse. And God never want a mature, capable head horse we were in divine positions. And nobody can rob you. Only job anyone can help is established in that. But that's one family. And God wants to have pillars in his house. Start with the state of small things. Things near me. That's why the Bible tells, make sure that every leader in the church put their own house in order. If their own house is not in order, how you can manage the order to the congregation? It's impossible. You want to enter pastor ministry, that's the mindset you might take on the workout. You establish yourself as a pillar in God's house. Pillar have a function. Pillar has a responsibility. See? The scepter become pillars. Right? That's in the story. So that's your call. I did not insert that call to you. That's what he called to. Justin had a way. You had it anyway. Am I? Pillar. Make sense to you? So that's a call. But God knows how to time his work to waking up to that call. And your time has come. All this community, the brothers, the six, all right, has come. Amen? Hallelujah. The storm has come, brother. The storm is ready to hit your door. In this nation. In this Christianity. The Christianity ready to tumble. We know it's going to come. It's coming very near you in this year. Many of the things Christianity has put a high hope in West law, in going to one after another tumble down like a domino. Boom, 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 boom. And expose the whole world how chaotic, how foolish they are. But I'm not trying to be a prophet. It's a delusion. The delusion is like a bubble has a pop. It can pop. And when it pops, and that's when God's people are going to be showed up in sandwich right here. That's what it means to be a remnant, to be a lighthouse for the stormy days ahead. Yeah, that's where you stick your life here. Lord, we bless you in Jesus' name. So, yeah, life can go on easy for a while. But we must look at the future of the online. See the divine possibility for them. Regardless whether chaos or hardship ahead us. You spearhead the way. But you hold the standard so they can follow. Amen? The banner, amen? March forward, march in one unison. I'm not saying that to follow one man, one person, one doctrine, whatever. No, there's a unity in this. The momentum has to be built. When that is a breakout, God can do all things. But if we only say, let me fix my own puzzle on my own table, God will mess up all the puzzle pieces. I'll tell you that will never is his vision. Get it? That's many Christians still doing it. God gave me the puzzle piece, I fix my puzzle. God said, I'm not interested. That's Christianity. Some of us grew up there. Whether being charismatic, prosperity or not, it's a self-centered, self-serving Christianity. Humanistic point view Christianity. But God cannot sustain that for a long time. That's the essence American Christianity is all about. That's not God's Christianity. You understand my point? Yeah. That's what they're fighting for. Right? They take as if it's God giving right for them to be this kind of a life, this kind of nation, this kind of Christianity. I said, are you joking? He does bless the people, but he never want them to take for granted
It's as if they can do anything just for their own happiness. He wants them to be a particular kind of people. Amen? Hallelujah. Just like God's people in Jesus' time said, hey, we are Abraham's children. Don't tell me we are not. By bloodline, we are his children. And Jesus said, no, you're not Abraham's children. So is Christianity today. Sorry, being loud with it. Everybody said, hey, we follow the Lord. We are the inheritor of our church identity through the history. And we definitely do a lot of God. God will say, no, I never want you to build a nation, build a people, and do your spiritual life in this way. What are you talking about? That's a wake-up call. People say, are you, that's a slap of face. Americans, absolutely, modern slap of face. You're going to be totally exposed. The powerlessness, the shame it is, the shamelessness of it. And, certain people still weak in between two camps. That's my point. Our children are between two opinions still. Amen? Ask them. What hold them back? Then this confusion and shifting shadows, then they can see really offer to them what's really before them. They don't want to commit to. My father doing this, my grandfather doing it, my parents, what's the difference with this one of those things? Nothing different. Therefore, they can't rise up to be the one God called them to be in the new generation. They're going to say, oh, that's true, that's wonderful. But that's a hard work. That's a sacrificial work. We need to pray.
I can't remember the last time I didn't have words. Lord, this is the most substantial thing, Lord. Lord, who can accept? Who can receive? Who can approach this way? Lord, only one who has given up their own life. Only one who has submitted themselves fully to you. Lord, if you have called us to be this people, show us this way. You have asked and present this. Lord, may our hearts be found willing.
Yes.
Lord, subdue the soul and the flesh. For there's no profit to be had there. Lord, establish your truth in the spiritual nature of those you have called to yourself. May we stand upon that truth, that rock, that foundation. Lord, continue to reveal yourself and your ways, and may we indeed be slow to speak and have ears to hear your call. Lord, bless my brother. Lord, in each one in this community and beyond that has a true heart for you. Blessed in Jesus' name.
Love you, brother. Be encouraged. Amen. Hallelujah. Let me see all.
Bye.
This is a terrible thing. So
I like it. It's like a little tunnel.
I like it.
It's like a little tunnel.
Okay.
Thanks, brother.
Get some exercise. Okay. Yeah. Hello, my sister.
Hi.
Anything to drink for you? Not really?
I'll have a drink if you're gonna.